Hello students, welcome to class. I'm Dr. Sonia Kaur Bansal from Suresh Ganviar University, Ganviar School of Education. And today's my topic is qualitative analysis of data in research in the subject methodology of educational research. So, my learning objective of today's class are related to qualitative and quantitative type of data, its difference, and mainly we will focus on qualitative type of data analysis in this lecture. So, I hope all of you will study attentively and grasp the maximum of its lecture. So, students, when collecting and analyzing data, quantitative research deals with numbers and statistics, while qualitative research deals with words and meanings. So, both are important for gaining different kinds of knowledge. So, as a researcher, when you research something, there are few facts that you might get in the form of numbers and statistics, but there might be few of the facts which are not available in numbers, but they may be in the word meanings for sort of, or they must be in the form of any idea. All right, students. So when any data is dealing with number or statistics, it is called quantitative data. But if any data is dealing with words or meanings or ideas or the expressions, the word expressions, it is called qualitative data. But remember, students, both kind of data are important for gaining different kind of knowledge. So just have a look how it is paid quantitative and qualitative data. So in quantitative data, there is no such thing as qualitative data. Everything is either 0 or 1. In quantity, where we are actually telling how much is the number. So from 0 to 1, everything is there according to Fred Gerlinger. And according to D.T. Campbell, all research ultimately has a qualitative grounding. So, all research, when we are talking about the research data that is dealing with qualitative grounding, is dealing with qualitative type. All right, so different approaches to arrive at the same destiny. So qualitative and quantitative data both are very important from researchers' point of view, but you must know as a researcher that quantitative data deals with numbers and statistics and qualitative deals with the expressions of words. So this is the basic difference we have seen. Now let's see what is qualitative research. So we will see the difference first of all in qualitative and quantitative. When one basic understanding is developed among you students about the qualitative and quantitative data, then it would be very easier for you to collect the data as well as to interpret the data according to your research questions. All right, so first of all, let's understand about qualitative research as it is expressed in words and used to understand concepts, thoughts, and experiences. This type of research enables us to gather in-depth insights on topics that are not well understood. So, common qualitative methods include interviews with open-ended questions, observations described in words, and literature reviews that explore concepts and theories. So, this is how qualitative method is collecting data. Because when you are interviewing some person, the person is giving you answers in form of his ideas, in words, in concepts, or in experiences. The person is not going to give you the number. So this is actually basically telling you about the quality. So when something or some data is informing you about a quality, that is qualitative research. Or in open-ended questions, when you are not taking answers in just yes or no, then you have given the opportunity to the observer, to the answer giver, to use his or her own brain also in giving the answers. So this is how the qualitative research works. Now students, let's understand what is quantitative research. So quantitative research is expressed in numbers and graphs. So when it is expressed in numbers and graphs, it is used to test or confirm theories and assumptions. A good researcher always establishes a good hypothesis, which is based on the tentative solution of the problem. So just to test that, data is collected, and after collecting the data, the test is here to confirm the theories and assumption we have taken. Because now this type of research gets the data in numerical form. Okay, so students, this type of research can also be used to establish generalized facts about a topic. Common quantitative methods include experiments, observations recorded as numbers, and surveys with close-ended questions. So when there is something in the form of marks, numbers, you are doing in laboratories, in experiments, in observations, or what you are recording of a particular frequency you are taking note down, or any particular survey on 3-point scale, 5-point scale, or 7-point scale, then you will be having a fixed certain amount of numbers in front of you. That is called quantity. So quantity is telling you that how many. All right, as qualitative research was telling you how much, what type, but it is telling you how many, in many numbers. All right students, so let's proceed further for more understanding. Now students, let's understand about dimensions of qualitative methods. So understanding context, first of all, how economic, political, social, cultural, environmental, and organizational factors influence health. Understanding people, how people make sense of their experiences of health and diseases. Understanding the interaction, how the various actors involved in different public health activities interact with each other. So these are some dimensions of qualitative research. Now the differences between quantitative and qualitative research we are going to see on the basis of some points. So quantitative and qualitative research use different research methods to collect and analyze data, and they allow you to answer different kinds of research questions. Like, just see my screen students, there is a difference is given in front of you, quantitative and qualitative research. So first one is dealing or focusing on testing theories and hypotheses, but qualitative research focuses on exploring more ideas and formulating a theory or hypothesis. Then quantitative research deals or analyzes through math and statistical analysis. Qualitative research analyzed by summarizing, categorizing, and interpreting. Then quantitative research mainly expressed in numbers, graphs, and tables. And qualitative research mainly expressed in words. Okay, students? So just remember the basic difference. Then quantitative research requires many respondents, whereas the qualitative research requiring few respondents only. Your data can be collected with few of the respondents also. Then closed multiple choice questions you will find in quantitative research, but open-ended questions are more preferred in qualitative type of research. Key terms like testing, measurement, objectivity, replicability, these are all found in quantitative type of research. But the key terms such as understanding, context, complexity, subjectivity, these type of works are found in qualitative research. Okay students, so now just have a difference on few basic points that we are going to see on the, first of all we will see the difference on the basis of purpose. So qualitative research, the main purpose is to describe a situation, gain insight to particular practice, And on the another part, the purpose of quantitative research is to measure magnitude, how widespread is a practice, how much it is spread. So this is how the difference is dealing with these two concepts. So format, on the basis of format, qualitative research has no predetermined response categories. You will get it by in that time only. If you are interviewing a person, then you will be getting the answers by that time only. Maybe the answers are not predetermined. So in that case, you will be actually not you will not be sure about that. So, but in quantitative research, predetermined response categories, standardized measures will be taken in consideration. Okay, students. So now, on the basis of data, the depth explanatory data from a small sample. Whereas in quantitative data, wide breadth of data from large statistically representative sample is collected. Now, when we are talking about on the basis of analysis, then in qualitative type of research, it draws out patterns from concepts and insights. It just tries to get the thing, how the things are working on in a particular pattern. But in quantitative type of analysis, we test hypotheses, use data to support our conclusions too. We prepare certain tables and we test the hypothesis also. And we give statistical treatment to our collected data. Then next, on the basis of results, when it is about qualitative data, illustrative explanation and individual responses are taken in care. But in quantitative data, numerical aggregation in summaries, responses are clustered. So this is how you must remember, students, that when we are talking about qualitative and quantitative type of data, there is a lot of difference. The next difference is dealing with sampling. And in sampling, theoretical type of sampling is done in qualitative type of data, but statistical type of sampling is done in quantitative data. Now, research question. So, in quantitative, it is fixed and focused, but in qualitative, it is broader, contextual, and flexible. Then, expected outcome, there it is identified in advance in quantitative research, but it is not usually predefined emergent research question in qualitative. Now, when we talk about hierarchy of phases, the quantitative data deals with linearity, but the qualitative data deals with circular. Then confounding factors are related to controlling during design and analysis in the quantitative or numerical form of research, but in qualitative data, confounding factors are related or searched in the field only. So the time dimension is slower in quantitative data, but in qualitative data, it may be from rapid to slower. So when we talk about sampling, it is random sampling in quantitative data where all the units of a population or the sample we have chosen has the equal right, equal opportunity to appear in the test. But in qualitative data, we have open-ended and less structured protocols, which are very flexible. Then tools are structured for data collection instruments, and in qualitative depend on the interactive interviews or observation of the particular person, place, or the thing. Now, when we talk about results, produce results that generalize, compare, and summarize. In qualitative type of data, produce results that give meaning, experience, and views. Okay, students, I hope you have understood these basic difference between qualitative and quantitative type of research. Now, let's have a look on the models of combining qualitative and quantitative methods. So in qualitative, quantitative combining models are dealing with sequential use model and concurrent use of model. Qualitative and quantitative model and qualitative and quantitative model both are used in sequential and concurrent type of models. Now we are going to focus on qualitative type of data, students, in further lecture. So I hope you will understand more carefully from here. Now let's understand it in a more elaborative way, that data are not easily reduced to numbers when we are talking about qualitative data. So data that are related to concepts, opinions, values and behavior of people in certain social context. So these type of transcripts of individual interviews and focus groups, field notes from observation of certain activities, copies of documents, audio, video recordings, these are all related to qualitative type of data. Then important concepts in designing qualitative research. So how it is designed and what are the important concepts that you have to see. So one by one we are going to take the concept and its description also, as it is given to you in front of your screen in the table. So firstly, natural setting. Participants are free from any control and data are collected in their natural environment. Then about holism. So the whole is more than the sum. Take magnitude of contextual factors into account. Then when it is considered about human as a research instrument, so the researcher is involved in every step, being responsible, responsive, flexible, adaptive and good listener. Then emergent design. Study design emerges as further insights are gained through data collection and analysis. Saturation or redundancy. This is a stage where additional interview or observation is not believed to add new formation. Enough is enough. And so this is how the additional information is not needed now. Now, students, let's have a look on the common qualities in continuation. So, when we talk about study design, so there is the description related to it. So, what kind of study design you have? Ethnography, phenomenology, grounded theory, participatory action research, or case study. So, these are the type of design we follow in our research. So what type of description we give to it when we are talking about qualitative study? So first of all, ethnography. So this is a portrait of people, study of the story and culture of a group, usually to develop cultural awareness and sensitivity. Then if we talk about phenomenology, it is the study of individuals' lived experience of events, for example, the experiences of AIDS care. So this is how the live experiences of events are calculated in phenomenology. When we talk about grounded theory, going beyond adding to the existing body of knowledge, developing a new theory about a phenomena, theory grounded on data. Then participatory action research, individuals and groups researching their own personal beings, socio-cultural settings and experiences. Case study, in-depth investigation of a single or small number units at a point over a period of time. Evaluation of service. So this is how the study design is dealing with the qualitative study designs. Okay, students? Now, sampling in qualitative research, how it is done? It is done on the basis of aim, technique, and size. So, let's understand them one by one. So, first of all, aim. To generate a sample which allows understanding the social process of interest. So, this is a sampling where any particular social interest will be taken in consideration. What do people think on a particular topic, particular situation? This is seen in this type of qualitative research. Now, when we talk about techniques, so purposive sampling is here, and then selection of most productive sample to answer the research question is done in the right way. Ongoing interpretation of data will indicate who should be approached, including identification of missing voices. So this is how it works. Then if we see the sample size in qualitative research, this is the one that adequately answers the research question until new categories, themes or explanations stop emerging from the data, depend on available time and resources. So this is how sampling is being done in qualitative type of research. Now students, let's have a look on the sampling techniques in qualitative research. So this is snowball chain sampling. Then secondly, extreme deviant cases sampling. Then homogeneous sampling, maximum variation sampling, convenience sampling, and the last one, opportunistic sampling. There are many more techniques of sampling, but mainly I have told you about these. Now, types of qualitative data. Now, structured text, writing, stories, surveys, comments, news articles, books, etc. They are actually included in the qualitative type of data. Unstructured text like transcription, interviews, focus group, conversation, audio recording, music, video recording such as graphics, art, picture, visuals. These are all included in qualitative type of data. So basically just remember students that we have structured type of qualitative data and unstructured type of qualitative data, and beyond that we have video recordings plus audio recordings. Okay. So now, qualitative data collection methods. How it is done? If we are using a particular method in qualitative research, observation may be the method, or it is interview or focus group discussion or other methods. So when we are observing, when we are collecting data in the form by observing a particular sample, so the researcher gets close enough to study subjects to observe with or without participation, usually to understand whether people do what they do and to assess tacit knowledge of subjects. So this is how observation works brilliantly in a beautiful manner when we are talking about qualitative data. Then next method of qualitative type of research is interview. So this involves asking questions, listening to and recording answers from an individual or group on a structured, semi-structured or unstructured format in an in-depth manner. Then focused group discussion. It deals students with the focused, guided by a set of questions, an interactive session. With a group, a small group can be taken here, enough for everyone to have chance to talk. I have a detailed video lecture on group focus group discussion on YouTube channel. You can go through that also. So everybody is given equal chance and large enough to provide diversity of opinions in the way they wish, but in a very dignified manner. So this is how data is collected in through these type of methods. Then other methods are related to some. These examples are in front of you, like rapid assessment procedure (RAP), free listing, then pile, or just looking at some biography. So this is how data is collected. Now, questions for qualitative interview. How the questions are selected. So we are going to see there are many types of questions in research, like hypothetical. So the hypothetical type of questions will give you the question like this: if you get the chance to be an HIV scientist, do you think you can discover a vaccine for HIV? So the question is hypothetical, but the answer would be really qualitative. So this will work in a qualitative type of data for our research. Then provocative. Provocative question is that question, you can see the example. I have heard people saying most evaluations are subjective. What do you think? Then ideal questions. In your opinion, what would be the best solution for eliminating gender-based violence? Then interpretative. What do you mean by good? Just give me the definition of good. So this is qualitative type of question during interviews. Then leading questions. Do you think prevention is better than cure? Certainly the answer would lead the rest of the people to some conclusion and they will follow that. So these are type of questions are leading type of questions. Then loading. Do you watch that culturally degrading TV shows on quantum use? Then there are multiple questions also, multiple type of question and another types. So you can see students that different type of question is applying different example and you have to see in that way. If I ask you, tell me your 3 favorite authors, the book you like best by each author, and why you like those books. So this is how the questioning is being done and the examples are set in front of you. Now, next students, let's talk about focus of qualitative questions. When we are asking from our observant or the person whom we are observing or we are taking an interview, when we are asking the questions, we are focused on few aspects. So they may be experience, opinion, feelings, knowledge, and input. So when you are talking about experience, so you may ask, when you told your manager that the project has failed, what happened? So this is the question that the person has to tell about his experience, that what made the project failure. Then in next aspect is related to opinion. If I ask you, what do you think about the role of evaluation for program improvement? So if I ask this question to 10 people, 10 people might be having different opinions. So this is how the qualitative type of data is being collected. Then next is about feelings. So feelings when you got to know that the project was success. How do you feel now? You have secured top position. How do you feel now? So these are the type of feeling questions, students, that when we are asking in a group, the group is answering and you are actually easily evaluating them. And your research is called qualitative research by that time. Then next aspect is knowledge. When we ask, tell me about the different ways of promoting PME. So this is the knowledge-based question. Input, when you have lectures on evaluability, assessment, what does the instructor tell you? So these are the different aspects, students, like experience, opinion, feelings, knowledge, and input that have been given to you. Now, let's have a look on the terms used in qualitative type of data analysis. So, qualitative type of data analysis involves, students, the few certain terms which are regularly in use. And a good researcher must be actually enabling himself to know about it. So, this is how the questions will be asked, and this is how the terms will be used. So a good researcher must use about it, must take care of all these things when he or she is asking a particular question. So the terms like theory, themes, heuristics, coding, coding sorts, indexing. So these are few of the terms which are very much in use of qualitative data analysis. So when we are doing the analysis, we must be very particular in defining these terms very carefully. So by the term theory, I mean a set of interrelated concepts, definitions, propositions that presents a systematic view of events or situations by specifying relations among variables. Then next term is themes. So theme is the idea, categories that relate, that emerge from grouping of lower level data points. Then we are taking the another term, characteristics. So a single item or event in a text similar to an individual response to a variable or indicator in a quantitative research. It is the smallest unit of analysis. Then coding, the process of attaching labels to lines of text so that the researcher can group or compare similar or related pieces of information. Then coding sorts, compilation of similarly coding blocks of the text from different sources into a single file or report. Then indexing. Indexing means process that generates a word list comprising all the substantive words and their location within the text and entered into a program. Now students, let's discuss briefly about principles of qualitative data analysis. People differ in their experiences. So, and as well in understanding also of reality. How do they perceive their experience? How do they understand their realities? Maybe constructivist of many meanings. Then secondly, a social phenomena cannot be understood outside its own context. Context bound book is in the pen. So this is how book is in the pen or how it is written. So this is talking about social phenomena. Then thirdly, qualitative research can be used to describe phenomena or generate theory grounded on data. Then understanding human behavior emerges slowly and non-linearly. Exceptional cases may yield insights into a problem or new idea for further inquiry. So these are few principles which are dealing with data analysis of qualitative type of research. We give importance to numbers, but in qualitative type of research, we do give importance more to quality, more to expressions, more to thoughts, experiences, understanding of reality. All right, students, so these things must be taken in consideration. Now, features of qualitative data analysis. So, analysis is circular and non-linear. It is integrative and progressive. Close interaction with data. Data collection and analysis is simultaneous. It is not differently being done, it is done altogether. So level of analysis varies from person to person, individual to individual, the units which you have observed in your sample. Use inflection. That was good. Can be sorted in many ways. Qualitative data by itself has meaning. Apple. So apple has different meaning for mobile friendly people and as well as fruit friendly people. So this is how the qualitative features of data must be taken in care. Now students, let's have a look on this diagram. Noticing, collecting and thinking model. So notice things. If you are talking about qualitative type of data, you must notice things. You must see the things minutely, observe it very carefully. Only then you will be able to make few ideas and concepts about the particular things. Then second thing is collect things. Now you collect all the things, important aspects of the things or important points, just jot down them and then think about things. So this is how qualitative data is gathered. Notice things, collect things, and think about things. Now process of qualitative data analysis, we are just moving ahead. It is done in almost 5 steps. So how it is done, just have a look. First of all, organize your data. Organize your data means by deciding the research problem. Now you are going to see how your research is designed and how your sample is bifurcated. Its categories must be clearly mentioned in the data analysis. Then identify framework. You must identify your framework. What you have to do and what you have to leave. What would be your questionnaire to adapt the qualitative type of data? Then sort data into framework. A particular framework is also required when you are thinking about framework. Use the framework for descriptive. Descriptive type of data is always good because it is giving you the idea how it is being done and how it is more important for you. And descriptive analysis will actually give the reality, concept, thoughts, and experiences to the researcher so that the researcher can interpret the data in a very demanding way and which is fitting to the society's benefit also. Then step 5 is dealing with second order analysis. Once it is ordered, then second data is also being ordered to get the proper data. Now students, let's have MCQs as we always do at the last of the class. So let's have a look on these MCQs and just try to solve them along with me. Which research paradigm is based on the pragmatic view of reality? Quantitative research. We are here talking about pragmatic view. Just remember. Quantitative research, qualitative research, mixed research, none of the above. So here we are talking about pragmatic type of research. Then second question, which research paradigm is least concerned about generalizing its findings? So quantitative research, qualitative research, mixed research, none of the above. So the least concerned about generalizing its finding is related to qualitative research. All right, students. Now next question is about which of the following best describes quantitative type of research? The collection of non-numerical data, an attempt to confirm the researcher's hypothesis, research that is exploratory, research that attempts to generate a new theory. So the correct answer is an attempt to confirm the researcher's hypothesis is the best describing quantitative research. Now fourth question is related to a condition or characteristics that can take on different values or categories is called a constant, a variable, cause and effect relationship, a descriptive relationship. So the correct answer is a variable. So a condition or characteristics that can take on different values or categories is called, of course, a variable. And students, we all know in research, variables are of two types, independent variable and dependent variable. Independent variables are those variables which are not affected by any other thing. They certainly have their impact on some other variable. So they move on independently. They are not affected by any other, but they affect themselves other variables. And dependent variables are those variables, as its name suggests, that they are dependent. They are being affected by the independent variable. Their working style, working technique, or their form, their environment changes according to the independent variable or some intervening variable, controllable variable. All right, students, so this is about variable. Now, fifth question is related to a variable that is presumed to cause a change in another variable. Is called independent variable. I was just telling you about it. So, the answers are categorical variable, dependent variable, independent variable, and intervening variable. So, we are talking about a variable that is responsible, or we are presuming that it will cause a change in another variable. So this is certainly independent variable because it is not affected by another variable, but it is affecting another variable by itself. Then all the following, sixth question, all the following are common characteristics of experimental research, except it relies primarily on the collection of numerical data. It can produce important knowledge about cause and effect. It uses a deductive scientific method. It rarely is conducted in a controllable setting or environment. So all the following are common characteristics, but definitely this is not the characteristics of experimental research which is related to. It is rarely is conducted in a controlled setting or environment. This is not true. Question 7 deals with qualitative research is often exploratory. That means it is finding something and has all of the following characteristics, except it is typically used when a great deal is already known about the topic of interest. B. It relies on the collection of non-numerical data such as words and pictures. It is used to generate hypotheses and develop theory about phenomena in the world. It uses inductive scientific method. So, all these are fine with the answer, but this is not, this is actually somehow following the characteristics, not following. It is typically used when a great deal is already known about the topic of interest. So this is not related to exploratory point of view of qualitative research. Then question 8 is, which type of research provides the strongest evidence about the existence of cause and effect relationship? So there are two questions, non-experimental research and experimental research. So the correct answer would be experimental research, because in this type of research it provides the strongest evidence about the existence of cause and effect relationship. So this is how it is being done in experimental type of researches, specifically in scientific researches. All right, students. So these are some references for your more study purpose, and I hope you will really enjoy studying more about qualitative research, quantitative research. So students, in today's class, we have seen about so many things, such as qualitative research, what is quantitative research, what is qualitative research. We have seen the basic difference, and that was related to like when we are dealing with numbers and statistics, we are dealing with quantitative type of research. But when we are dealing with words, meaning, experiences, feelings, expressions of words, then it means we are dealing with qualitative type of research. So, but remember this, that both are very, very important for gaining different kinds of knowledge. Then we have seen about what is qualitative research and what is quantitative research, and we have seen the dimensions of qualitative methods in the lecture that was related to understanding context. understanding people, understanding interaction. So these three dimensions are basically involved in qualitative type of methods, where we are understanding the context, people, and interaction with the people. So then we have seen the basic difference between quantitative and qualitative research on few important basic points that were related to purpose, format, how it is done, then data analysis, result, and sampling. Then we have seen about the data collection method techniques that was different, that in the form of sampling, tools, and results. So quantitative and qualitative data difference was really in most important point of view we have seen. Then we have also seen about qualitative data in detail as what they are. So we have seen that basically they are related to structured and non-structured type of data, audio and video. So this was very important. And then we had seen important concepts of designing qualitative research, how it is designed. Then we have also seen about common qualitative study designs, which were related to ethnography, phenomenology, grounded theory, participatory action research, case study. Then we had seen about sampling techniques in qualitative research, which were mainly related to aim, techniques, and size of the sample. Then we have also seen the types of qualitative data like structured data and unstructured data. Structured data is in the form of writing, stories, survey comments, new articles, etc. But unstructured text is transcription, interviews, focus, group conversation, etc. And then audio recordings, we had talked about music, video recording. So then we have also seen about qualitative data collection method and how it works differently. We have seen important terms also. We have focused on how the research questions must be if we are talking about qualitative type of data. Then we have also seen in very brief about the principles of qualitative data analysis and features of qualitative data analysis. So it was all about noticing, collecting, and thinking model. Then we have also seen the process of the qualitative type of data analysis, how the five process is steps in are involved in the process of qualitative data analysis. So students, this is all about qualitative data analysis and research, and I really hope that you have enjoyed this lecture and you will study more and more about this topic when you are actually interested. So when you are in true sense you are a good researcher, you will never escape from studying more and more about quantitative as well as qualitative type of data research. So see you students in the next class. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, and keep learning.